again, about errors. This time I'm going to actually talk about some of the errors that I used in business texts. Of course, business texts, for a start, and I said that before, they tend to have certain elements. This is also in web translation. In web translation, you tend to have some legal texts put in, mixed with business texts. So it is important to know what are the features of the legal texts, which I already explained in another of my recordings. But here are some examples of a web translation of a business website, which has got some errors, and I would like to show you these errors, which you can learn from and maybe you can benefit from. For example, here we have got in this on my computer. Of course, some of these examples are just a matter of style. But of course, the word ma hiya or ma huwa here, you can remove it or leave it. It's just a matter of more emphasis if you put huwa and here. So it is not necessary. Unless there is an error or there is an issue of emphasis, then you can actually remove them or leave them because of emphasis. So this is one of the things that you have. Also, when you are translating the word you, this is another element about you. Of course, ما هي المشكلة اللي ترغب في حلها? What problem do you wish to solve? I just wanted to say something about this particular issue with regards to the pronoun you. Unlike English, the word you here, which is like in French, you got vous as in tu or tu, which vous is used for respect. We say that in Arabic, we say سيادتكم. We don't say سيادتك or سعادتكم instead of سعادتك, your excellency. So here it's a kind of respect we're putting in the plural, and we are trying to make the address of you to be pluralized and not actually to be singular, as in سيادتك. Of course, you can say سيادتك and you can say سعادتكم or سيادتكم. And here it's the same thing. But the word you, and I think I've explained it in my book, one of my books, can be translated in 5 different ways. It can be أنت, it can be أنتِ, it can be أنتما, it can be أنتم, it can be أنتن. So we don't know which one. It depends who is my audience. Who are my audience? Are they all females, like pregnant women? Then أنتن or أنتِ, تشربين, تأكلين, whatever. If it is addressing female, if it's addressing pregnant women. So you can use أنتِ. But sometimes, if you want to general, you say ترغب. Sometimes you might say ترغبون, if you want to in plural as well. So it can actually mean plural and singular. Like when you say user, المستخدم, or users, المستخدمون. But you can say المستخدم to mean users, because al can actually mean plural and singular, as in the case of the woman. You say women, you can say in Arabic المرأة. You don't have to say النساء. You can say النساء as well, but you can say المرأة and الرجل to mean the plural as well. Like say السيارة هي وسيلة للتنقل, for example. Cars are a medium of or vehicle of transportation. So you are actually then, what you are doing here, you are actually using it in the plural when it can be a singular in the Arabic. Plural in English, but in Arabic singular. As in the case of saying, for example, orange tree, you say شجرة البرتقال. You don't say شجرة برتقالة, برتقالة واحدة. It's not possible to be just one orange or apple tree, شجرة التفاح. So here we're going back to the word you. أنت ترغب. ما المشكلة اللي ترغب في حلها? That's why you translate it as you in the singular form. Just going back to the example that here we have on the computer. Let's go through some of these examples. هون قم بتوضيح أو شرح منتجك الجديد. I think there is no need to say قم بتوضيح because both of them are verbs. So either توضيح, وضح, or وضح will be, or اشرح, and it's better to say يرجى شرح, because sometimes in Arabic, even though in English you might actually use the form which is ordering someone, and it is very common in in English to say demonstrate, do this, explain, delete, add, and so on. But in Arabic, it's nicer to say رجاء اشرح أو يرجى شرح. So that is one of the being nice to the audience that you are actually addressing. So because orders are not nice and you are not being kind to the viewers or to the people who are using the website. Here طبعا هل أجريت استبيانا, because it's مفعول به. That's why it's made a mistake in this one here, the student. There is another thing which is about, this is very common by the way, explain why. اشرح لماذا. This is what she has translated it as, or the translator has done. اشرح لماذا. It's better to go اشرح السبب, because the word لماذا here is not in the sense of why as a question. اشرح السبب, it's because it's a statement. The word why is used in a statement. It's the same when you are using it, I want to know where, for example, you say, I want to know where you are. Okay, when you are explaining to somebody, I need to know where you are. أريد أن أعرف مكانك. I want to know where you are. So where here, we don't say أين مكانك. And I want to know when we meet. When here means وقت موعدنا, يعني وقت لقائنا مثلا. So here when does not mean when متى, and where does not mean أين, because it's in a statement, and the word explain why is a statement as well. That's why we say اشرح السبب and not اشرح لماذا. That's why. So just going back to more examples in that as well, we find also التي أدخلتها, التي أجريتها. That's fine. التغييرات. طبعا the word أدخلتها, التغييرات التي أدخلتها أو أجريتها, both can be acceptable here in this case here. Here هل يؤثرون بشكل إيجابي أو سلبي أو لا تأثير. I think it's better to say أو لا يؤثرون. إذن هل يؤثرون بشكل إيجابي أو سلبي أو لا يؤثرون إطلاقا. See, بدل لا تأثير. النفي لكلمة يؤثرون لا يؤثرون. You just bring the opposite of that. Here, of course, because you are using the word عملاء, you can use the word عملاء here. الموردون وليس الموردين, because it's all of them should be مبتدأ. الموردون, الموزعون, and so on, وغيرهم من أصحاب المصلحة. Here, also if you are translating it as not as a question, identify your competitors. يرجى تحديد منافسيك. Again, قم بتحديد. There is no need قم بتحديد. قم is verb and تحديد is noun, which is infinitive, مصدر. But there is no need. You can say always يرجى تحديد أو رجاء حدد منافسيك. ما هي التهديد؟ this one. هل قمت بتطوير؟ هل طورت؟ It's better here. قم شرح. قم بإيضاح. Again, السبب. Why? Instead of the word why, you say اشرح السبب. And قم can be removed. Also the word يرغب, you don't say أين ترغب في بدء, not ببدء, في حرف الجر في. من يقوم بشركة, من سيقوم بمشاركة, من هم شركاؤك, who will be your partners in this business, من هم شركاؤك في العمل التجاري هذا العملية. And here there's an issue about من هم عملاؤك, يعني ما هي هوية عملائك, who are, يعني هويتهم بمعنى ما جنسهم, هل هم ذكر أم أنثى, and so on. So what you can say here, ما هي مواصفات عملائك, perhaps would be a better translation for that, because you're talking about مواصفات and not saying who you are, who they are. Here it's about the main. I want to mention something about the main primary meaning of the word interest rate. Primary meaning and secondary meaning. معدل دخل منخفض. Of course, it's معدل الفائدة, but the word interest is very interesting word to be looking at it, because interest here, where is your interest? You say أين هي مصلحتك? Where is your interest? And not where is ما هي فائدتك? You say ما هي مصلحتك في هذا interest. But also there are people who are interested, يعني اهتمامهم, their interest, اهتمامهم, and their interest means فائدة as well. So there are many meanings to the same word which you need to be aware of, and you need to choose which one is more appropriate. Another examples here, providers, solution providers, موفرو حلول. I would say, because you're starting by قوانين, معدل, and that, you can just always say حلول, تقديم حلول, قروض, قوانين, معدل. So you have to, when you are enumerating, تسهيلات, بنية, خصومات, معدل, قوانين, قروض, تقديم حلول. Okay, so you have to be careful when you are actually enumerating. Here the word موضة, there are no two dots on it. You need to make sure you do that. ديناميات الطلب, ما الذي يؤثر على الطلب ويحدده الطقس الموضة and أسباب أخرى as well. So I mean these are quite لمنفعة. Here it's again the word benefit, in order not to make it فائدة العميل, because it might mean interest, so we can say منفعة العميل أو لصالح العميل. Here كيف تضاف, سيتم إضافة, because two verbs can be one verb. سيتم إضافة, you can say كيف تضاف القيمة, سيقوم بإضافة قيمة, يضيف قيمة. As you can see, نقاط ضعفك في الشخصية وفي التجارة. You can say في الشخصية والتجارة, or without that you can say نقاط ضعفك في الشخصية والتجارة. So you don't need to repeat. You can't say نقاط ضعفك الشخصية وفي التجارة. It doesn't sound right. So you have to say نقاط ضعفك في الشخصية والتجارة. الفرص لاستغلال العمل, التهديدات التي تؤثر في العمل التجاري. Okay. Just various, ما هي العوامل التي تميز عملك عن غيره. Here about تميز عملك عن غيره من الأعمال. Okay. ما هي العوامل المميزة التي you can say ما العوامل التي تميز عملك عن غيره من الأعمال في المنافسة, والتي يصعب نسخها أو يصعب تقليدها حتى يمكن. كيف يمكن يختلف الحل الذي يقدمه عن أي حل آخر أو حل غيره, يعني رجاء تقديم حلول. And that I would say that this kind of examples that I've just given you here are really useful in that they show you some of these. Rephrasing the questions is very important, making sure that the Arabic sounds right, and also it makes sense in Arabic. And you can see my corrections, though they are many, but they are not relating to the actual content of the question. It's the way you express that question which is a bit of an issue. You can go back and look at this video and to see what I have done compared to what it was before, so that you can improve your own level of translation, and I wish you the very, very best.